Here we're going to take a look at file management in WebWork. WebWork lives on its own server, and I suppose you could telnet into that server and poke around in the directory structure and then swap files in and out that way. But WebWork allows you to do all of your file management from within the WebWork interface, and then you don't need to do that, backroom business with the server side of things. So I have finished editing a problem that should be a homework problem in a class. I've been editing it just using an editor on my laptop, which I recommend because then you get to keep all of the current versions of all of your homework files in one central place, and you don't have to go grab something off the server every time you want to look at a new file or create a new problem. So I'm going to open up the file manager from here on the left hand side. This is a bunch of junk that's available from the home level of this course, and I have used this new folder button to make a folder for myself called CP problem files, so challenge problem files. And when I go in there, now you see this list of all the problems that I have created and uploaded, which are now deployed as parts of homework sets, and I'm ready to load up a new one. So what I'm going to do is, from my own computer, choose a file to upload to the WebWork server to get placed in the same directory as all of this. So I'm going to choose file. I'm going to, so my browser is smart, and it's already from memory ready to go back to this particular folder. And I'm going to pull up the next one that I don't have, which is going to be, it doesn't matter what the name is, but Chapter 2, Section 2, Challenge Problem 2 is the next one that I need. So for me, that's this one. And now that I've chosen it, and you can see it's ready there, I'm going to upload it. And now it's in this list right there at the bottom. So there it is. It's in there with all the other problems. Now we are going to go over to the library browser just to look at the problem as it's deployed, and then we make sure that it's working right, and then we can deploy it into a homework set. So we need to find this problem that I've just uploaded in the local problems area. So I've clicked local problems, and then from local problems I'm going to open up all the places we can find them, and there you go. There's the folder that I have all of mine stored in, and I'm just going to click view problems. Now there's a good dozen and a half of these things in there now, and it's going to display all of them consecutively. And so what I'm going to hope is that when I scroll down to the bottom and see this new problem in the list, that I don't see a bunch of pink. Oh no. Okay, so I see a bunch of pink, which means that there is some sort of error in that problem file. So this problem was the last one I loaded up, the same section but problem 1. It's successfully implemented. I have a system of equations, and I'm asking for a matrix as an answer. That's ready to go. So something is out of whack. There you go. This problem produced an error, and then all these error messages that says scalar found where an operator was expected at line 36. So that means that I have to go back into this problem and poke around and see what this error is. There's a couple of ways to do that. What I'm going to do is stop this recording, and I'm just going to go back to my laptop and edit some, open up my editor, look around, see if I can figure out what's going on, and come back. The other way to do it would be to actually open up an edit window within WebWork. I think that was out of my recording window. There's a little pencil icon with every problem. And so here's all the code for that problem. Now I can dive in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to my file manager, and I'm going to go back into that folder, and I'm going to go find the file I uploaded right there, and I don't want it because it's got an error. Now I could edit it within WebWork, but I'm not going to because I want to keep all of my current versions of my files together in one place. So I'm just going to delete it. I get a warning, and now it's gone again. And so now I have to go back to my laptop to edit the file and upload a new version and hope that works better. Okay, so I edited my file on my own machine, and I think I've fixed it. So I'm going to upload it again. So I'm in the File Manager, going to my Problem Files directory. This is happening on the WebWork server. Now I'm going to choose my file from my local machine, right there, and upload it. And now it's in there in the directory with all the rest, ready to be seen in the library browser. So going to my local problems area, the problem files directory. I'm viewing the problems. I know the windows of the problems are going outside the view here, but let's hope we don't see any pink this time. All right, it worked. So this problem that's in the screen is the one that I've successfully uploaded, and we can go ahead and try it out. Outside of your screen, following my mouse to the right at the top, there's three little icons. One of them is a pencil for editing the question. One of them is an eyeball for trying the question. So I'm going to try this. So that system of linear equations equivalent to a matrix equation. I'm going to organize the coefficients in terms of x, y, z. There we go. And the next augmented coefficient matrix, 3 equations, 3 unknowns, 3 equations, 4 unknowns, and then building the coefficient matrix for this system. Those terms, those variables are in order. And I can preview my answers if I want to. I'm scrolling off to the right, out of the way. I'm going to submit the answers. Oh, look at that. So you can't see all of it, but this little pink zone with the incorrect says that something is out of whack with the answer I typed in. So I either typed in legit the wrong numbers, or there's something wrong with the answer key. Now that particular set, the coefficients are 1, 1, negative 3, 3. 3, 2, 4, 5. 1, negative 2, 6, 0. 1, negative 1, negative 3, 1. So based on what's visible, that certainly should be the right answer, but it isn't. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to edit the problem within WebWork instead of going back to the laptop. So I'm just closing this window. Don't need it. I am going back to the problem library viewer that has all the problems that have been made so far. And unfortunately out of your window, but over here to where my mouse is, coming across, leaving to the top right, there's a little pencil icon where I can now edit the code. So what I need to do, and don't worry about the coding right now, this is just about editing and saving. This is about file management. Now I'm doing this editing within WebWork, so here's the tricky bit. There's different options down here about what to do now that I've made an edit. We don't want to create a new version of the file. All we want to do is update. So I've clicked the update button, and then this is telling me where the location is on the WebWork server, which I don't actually need to know that because I'm doing all of my file management in that other window. So I just have to trust that this is the right location. Take action. It's going to present me the problem again. All right, just for fun, I'm going to type in everything one more time because it's always more satisfying to see everything coming back green. Okay, x, negative 2, 1, negative 3, good. 1, 3, 2, good. Negative 1, negative 2, 4, good. 3 equations, 3 unknowns. 3 equations, 4 unknowns. 1, 1, negative 3, 3. 3, 2, 4, 5. 1, negative 2, 6, 0. 1, negative 1, negative 3, 1. Haha! Success. All right, now the correct answers are being input and recognized as correct. And that means that this problem is ready to be deployed into a homework set. That's a whole other part of this, so I'm not going to do that in this video. But remember, the whole point of this video is, let's start from I'm going to close some windows here. File Manager. We can use this to have a directory where we're storing homework files. We can choose and upload files from our local computer into this directory. And then we can use the library browser to go into local problems and then find that directory and view every single one of those problems. If it turns out that there's a difficulty, we're getting error messages, or maybe something's wrong with the answer checking, we have a choice. We can either edit the problem file on our local machine and delete the one that's on the server, go back to File Manager, in here. Let's say I decided this one was still causing me trouble. I could delete it off of the server, go do my editing back on my local machine and re-upload a new version. If it's a substantial edit, that's what we want to do. If it's just a little tinker, like changing that 3 to negative 3, that's safe to just do on the WebWork server. And so there, we'd be back in the library browser. We'd be pulling up the problem we want to edit. And then whichever one it was, I'm not really going to do it, but again, from the top of the problem where it says add, all the way over to the right is a little pencil icon that opens that problem up for editing. And when we're done editing in the window, we do an update of that file, and then that creates a new version of the file. Now, if you're trying to keep your database of problems on your local machine consistent, if you've made a tiny little change in here and then just did an update locally on the WebWork server, you need to remember to go back and make that same edit on your home base version of that file so that you don't have diverging versions of the problems. It's a good idea to keep a complete and current set of all your problems on your machine just in case any weirdness happens on the WebWork server. But that's file management, uploading problem files to WebWork, deleting them if necessary, editing them on the WebWork platform if necessary, and updating there. And in a different video, we'll take a look at the structure of those problem sets or those problem files, and then also how you put them into homework sets.